chamber realize in today's world we get to see our picture on social media pretty frequently. Most of the time that I see mine, I'm posted next to two very, very good-looking grandchildren, and they make me look a lot better. However, as I made my way home last night, I noticed that my picture was being posted, and I was honored again because my picture was posted next to some of my esteemed colleagues, gentlemen from the 36th, gentlemen from the 64th, gentlemen from the 63rd. And I was very proud to have a picture next to those gentlemen. However, when I read a little further down in the comments, my pride went away just a tad because the comments were not near as flattering as the photograph. And the comments had to do with PEIA and a bill that we had that came to the House floor last year for consideration, though we never got to vote. That bill came to me, and frankly, what I assumed that the bill originally did was not what it accomplished. And as it made progress through the House and down here to the floor, I put together an amendment that I think many of you all may remember that sort of turned that bill upside down and gave greater flexibility to public employees with regard to their choices and the ability to have a greater or lesser premium based upon what their needs might be. That amendment was on the floor, and I came in here every day for a few days ready to dig in and defend that amendment because, frankly, I had signed onto a bill that didn't do quite what I thought it was supposed to do. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, that bill moved its way onto the inactive calendar, and that's where the session ended, and it died a slow and painless death. However, the process of rolling bills over from one session to the next, 1 year to the next, I guess somebody decided to look at it and assume that my name being on that bill meant that I was supportive of a concept, quite frankly, that maybe the only time in 8 years I've ever agreed with the lead for the Education Association. And public comment has not been very positive. So I want to be certain that everyone in this chamber recognizes that I support greater flexibility within PEIA for our public employees to determine the coverages that they need. And I don't necessarily, I don't at all support the bill that was out there. And as of this morning, matter of fact, I met one of the other co-sponsors who I assume had an incorrect assumption this morning. The gentleman from the 63rd were there this morning to remove ourselves from sponsorship of that bill. So, anybody wants to know the status of the bill, the nice thing about having done something in this chamber is there's recorded history. The status of that bill dying on the inactive calendar is right here. And a copy of the amendment that flipped that upside down, that allowed the state to pay 100% of the cost of PEIA, as opposed to the 80-20 rule, or down to between 60 and 80 and 20 and 40 that bill purported, is also right here. Having your picture on social media is great, and having your picture on social media next to esteemed colleagues is also great. However, be careful of the comments that may attach themselves to it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.